T virus. Now imagine the worst flu you can think of. Now inject it with Ebola DNA and call it the tyrant virus. This mutant, made by the Umbrella Corporation, takes over your cells, causes savage tissue rot, and fries your brain into zombie mode. One bite turns you into a corpse, a soulless flesh eater, like a Raccoon City party, with none of the fun parts. Scientists even blended it with Ebola genes to help it dodge the immune system, so wait for the vaccine isn't gonna help anymore. Its outbreak spawns limping hordes and biotanks called tyrants, nightmare muscle beasts that laugh at bullets. Just remember, with the T virus, survival's just a glitch in the code. Don't get bitten. Rage virus. Think your anger's out of control? Meet the rage virus. From chimp experiments that went horribly wrong, this blood virus takes over your brain's limbic system and turns you into an angry runner who just spreads rage. It's no angel of death, but you rocket after cars, throw yourself off cliffs like an adrenaline junkie chasing death. Within 28 days, Britain goes from bar crawls to asking, "Who's chewing on my face?" Those runners are exactly what bring down civilization. The rage virus, a red, regret-filled fist to the face of civilization. Stay calm, stay clean. Cordyceps brain infection. Imagine your brain becomes a farm for fungi. Welcome to the world of Cordyceps brain infection. This mutated fungus turns you within weeks into a runner, crazy, and then, at its peak, into a clicker, blind and echolocating like a fungal bat. Within a few months, 60% of humanity either dies or wanders around covered in fungal spores, because from every corpse, fungal stalks sprout that release deadly spores. Cities collapse into barbed wire quarantines while survivors trade bullets for canned beans. Cordyceps, an apocalypse served with a fungal twist, because nothing screams civilization's collapse like becoming food for a giant mushroom. Stay spore-free. Legacy virus. Imagine a flu that only takes down heroes. Meet the legacy virus, a nightmare known as the strife virus that turned mutants into feverish, leaky corpses, sores, weakness, death, and when magic fell, it went cosmic. Then Colossus became a human healing bullet, sacrificing himself to spread salvation through the air. Without missing a beat, but Gotham's got its own virus, the Clench virus, a mutant fusion of Ebola and Marburg that turns the city into a blood-spewing spectacle of terror. Blood everywhere. Batman and Catwoman, in the middle of quarantines and quake-ravaged streets, know to snuff out this spore-like plague before reality fully turns into a lawless wasteland, while they still can. 2 pandemics, 1 lesson: even cape wearers can't flee a killer microbe that can't escape it. Yayu Y chromosome plague. Imagine you wake up and see all the men have vanished. The Y chromosome plague burns every XY to ashes, killing billions and turning Yorick Brown and one lucky monkey into humanity's last frozen brothers. Governments collapse, new societies rise from the ruins of matriarchy. Now jump to the space-doped fungus known as the Flood. 1 spore, 1 host, and billions of biomass zombies consume planets, devouring them whole. Ancient progenitors, called the Forerunners, were forced to activate the Halo Array to end this collective nightmare with a galaxy-wide reset. 2 plagues, 1 lesson. Annihilation is always just a host jump away. Don't get infected. Nanobot swarm. Tiny medical bots that turned into a massive threat with a nanobot swarm. Meet the story of Prey. They were built for treatment and purification, but these molecular marvels went rogue and became a cloud of self-replicating, hyper-intelligent nanites. Imagine mixing gremlins with gray goo. 1 mass, infinite copies devouring everything from concrete to living animals like it's nothing. Containing them is a joke. Walls buckle, vacuums give up, and fire, the bots just rebuild themselves. Soon they'll snack on breakfast, lunch planets, and the galaxy lands on the menu. Creighton's cautionary tale reveals the dark side of technology. Innovation without control can rewrite reality atom by atom. The nanobot swarm, because sometimes the cure itself becomes the plague. Don't blink or you'll miss total annihilation. Catriona Plague. Imagine a fun-filled holiday turns into a deadly disaster. That black plague brings the world to its knees and unleashes the Catriona Plague. Glands the size of apples, fevers so intense they burn your blood, and decay that turns your limbs into rotting waste, spreading with an army of rats and medieval sewers pumping it around. There's no antibiotic, no vaccine, just tiny cottages filled with dying patients on their deathbeds. Cities collapse, corpses stacked like firewood piled high, and nobles pray for mercy. The Witcher's monster? It's a plague that engulfs the entire planet. The Catriona Plague, because sometimes the worst monster has no teeth, only glands. Red flu. Imagine a virus so fresh it came from prehistoric times. Meet the red flu. Thawed from the Arctic ice, this ancient nightmare gives you seizures, fevers, and blood dripping from your mouth like a horror movie audition. Then it covers your body with wounds. Death's due date? It's several days overdue. Governments fall and people panic, running away, and the only survivors? A tough bunch, the Navy, who turned from drill instructors into the last nurses on Earth. The red flu doesn't just knock on civilization's door, it kicks it down biologically, and it smashes it. Stay cool, folks, this one's not worth melting for. Simian flu. Have you ever wanted your grandma's medicine to come with extinction? Enter ALZ-113, an Alzheimer's treatment that went rogue, jumped off the lab table, and boom, monkey flu. Within days, the gasping corpses and blood of 99% of humans fill the airport runway. Monkey IQs advance. Chimpanzees plot strategies. Gorillas deliver motivational monologues. And humans? Classified as dinner. A retroviral blitz reverses the food chain and unleashes evolution in a wave of bananas. Monkey flu, proof that playing with science can really go bananas. Vampiric strain. Bloodworms throwing a party up your nose? Meet the vampiric strain. Engineered by the master, this biovirus uses worm-like nasal invaders to deliver its payload and turns people into pale vampirals, ghoulish servants with a thirst for blood. Stripped of free will, one scratch or a single sneeze, just an airborne whisper, and boom! The streets of New York flood with the ravenous. Hospitals collapse, governments buckle, and the world becomes the master's all-you-can-eat buffet. The strain's apocalypse? No wooden steg saving you now. Keep your nostrils clean, or you're the next viral main course. Corpus, curse of flesh. You think your boil is big? Try the flesh tumors the size of a pumpkin that take over your body and see what it's like. Meet the corpse flesh curse. Released by Blade Daedric Dagoth Or, this magical plague turns victims into giant corpse stalker monsters with malignant and cancerous growths and unstoppable power. No usual cure exists. Your flesh, before madness and death, turns into a fungal armor. The whole Dunmar population fell, and Vivek quarantined this nightmare with a barrier of spirits. Corpse flesh, when moldy magic and flesh fight against you. Stay free of the curse. Geostigma. Imagine your blood is black sap leaking out of every pore. Welcome to Geostigma. The alien gene Genova takes over your life force and turns your veins into tar pits filled with sap. The victims fall into convulsions, drained by their own immune system to the point of utter exhaustion. Children and adults fall under its shadow, collapsing, and with each death, Sephiroth moves closer to puppeteering a planet. Only Eris's sacrifice can put out this cosmic plague. Cloud and his companions race against time to heal a world taking its last breath. Geostigma, the last alien influenza that dries up hope. Amazovirus. Imagine Lex Luthor plays Dr. Frankenstein. He creates the Amazovirus, an artificial bug that, before it takes down your favorite hero, gives them random powers like a popped balloon. Day one? Superman's power? Poof, gone. Day 2, Flash runs, Cyborg's wiring burns, Aquaman's breathing falters. By hour 24, your cells revolt. Blood turns black, hearts burst, brains stress-boiled like hard-boiled eggs. Boil over. Metropolis goes into full quarantine with hazmat suits, and all cities on high alert. A mesovirus, proof that the deadliest weapon is not kryptonite, but your own DNA out of control. The flood. Imagine an alien spore turns your neighbors into moving smoothie bars. Welcome to the flood. These parasitic forms stick to any intelligent host, cling tight, and suck the biomass to produce more hungry monsters. An outbreak can turn into a galactic famine because the ancient flood almost wiped out the Forerunners and forced the Halo Array to trigger moon-sized nuclear weapons to fire. Each new victim feeds the IQ of the collective mind, and when it reaches a threshold, containment becomes laughably impossible. Flood spores don't negotiate, they destroy. The final boss of civilization is not a tank or a battleship, but a microscopic invader that devours planets for breakfast. Stay away from the megaspores. Clenched Gotham. Have you ever seen blood boil from inside? Meet Gotham's Clench virus, a hybrid of Ebola and Gulf A that was unleashed in 1996 and turned citizens overnight into bloodthirsty nightmares. Batman, Catwoman, and even Poison Ivy fight in quarantine streets, racing to quell 107-degree Fahrenheit fevers and seal ruptured veins before the city bleeds out completely. They race against time. As bodies pile up, martial law is declared, and earthquakes shake the ruins. The beginning of the no man's land, and proof that even the caped knights cannot escape the chaos of infection.